The FIFA World Cup is the most popular sporting event on the planet. This tournament held every 4 years, bringing together the emotions and excitement of billions of people around the world. And the 2026 FIFA World Cup takes that excitement to a whole new level. Because, for the very first time in history, 48 nations will compete in the main stage of the tournament. On top of that, 3 countries, the United States, Canada, and Mexico are coming together to co-host this edition. With so many new changes, 2026 is shaping up to be unlike any World Cup we've ever seen before. But it's not just the exciting changes that make this tournament stand out. There are also some serious concerns that could make the 2026 World Cup one of the worst in history. The host countries lack a real World Cup atmosphere. They aren't exactly the most travel-friendly destinations, and FIFA's extreme profit-driven mindset has pushed ticket prices through the roof. So, in this video, we're going to break down exactly why the 2026 World Cup is different and why it could go down as the worst World Cup ever. FIFA has long been trying to make football a truly global sport. According to them, the World Cup shouldn't just belong to a handful of powerful football nations. Emerging teams from different parts of the world deserve a chance on the biggest stage too. That idea led to the single biggest change in the World Cup history, expanding the number of teams. Up until 1994, only 24 teams participated in the World Cup. Then in 1998, with the French World Cup, the tournament moved to a 32-team format, and that format stayed in place all the way through the 2022 Qatar World Cup. But now, starting with the 2026 edition hosted by the USA, Canada, and Mexico, 48 teams will compete for the first time ever. As a result, this World Cup will feature a total of 104 matches, and the tournament itself will run for approximately 39 days. In every sense of the word, 2026 is the biggest World Cup in history. With the 2026 World Cup expanding to 48 teams, many new countries now have the opportunity to compete on the world stage. But at the same time, some well-known football nations fail to qualify. Countries like Uzbekistan, Jordan, Cape Verde, and Curacao will be playing in their very first World Cup. But big names like Italy, Chile, Cameroon, Jamaica, and Bolivia didn't make it. The most painful absence is probably Italy's. The 4 times world champions have now missed 3 consecutive World Cups, 2018, 2022, and now 2026, a historic failure for one of football's greatest nations. On the other hand, some teams are returning to the World Cup after long absence. Iraq, DR Congo, Haiti, and Qatar. Qatar actually hosted the 2022 World Cup, but this time they've qualified through the regular qualification process for the very first time. However, many critics argue that having more teams and more matches would lower the overall quality of competition. The 2026 World Cup also brings significant changes to the tournament format. In the past, 32 teams were divided into 8 groups. This time, 48 teams will be split into 12 groups. Previously, only the top 2 teams from each group advanced to the next round. But now, even third-place finishers won't be eliminated because a brand new round of 32 has been added to the tournament structure. Another major highlight of 2026 is that it will be co-hosted by 3 countries simultaneously: the United States, Canada, and Mexico. This has never happened before in World Cup history. Mexico previously hosted the World Cup in 1970 and 1986. The United States hosted in 1994, but Canada has never had the chance to host a World Cup before. The main reason behind this 3-country setup is the sheer size of the tournament. Hosting 48 teams and over 100 matches requires massive infrastructure, so 3 nations are sharing that responsibility together. The 3-country co-hosting means fans will get to experience the diverse cultures, cities, and environments of North America. Venues like New York, Los Angeles, Toronto, Vancouver, and Mexico City will spread the World Cup across an entire continent. But managing a tournament spread across such a vast area brings serious logistical challenges. Players will have to travel long distance between matches. They'll need to adapt to different climates, and scheduling will be incredibly complex. But the biggest problem? Because the matches are scattered across cities spread all over North America, there will be almost no real World Cup atmosphere in the host countries. And to make things worse, These aren't exactly football-loving countries. They don't even call the sports football. They call it soccer. In the United States and Canada, the word football refers to a completely different sport with different rules, different field size, and almost nothing in common with what the rest of the world calls football. And that's exactly why 2026 could go down as one of the worst World Cups in history. Modern football isn't just a sport anymore. It's the foundation of a massive global economy. And the 2026 World Cup will take that economic power to an even bigger scale. With more teams and more matches, there will be enormous amounts of money flowing into broadcasting rights, advertising, sponsorships, and tourism. The fact that the World Cup is being held in the United States makes this especially significant because the US is one of the largest advertising markets in the entire world. FIFA is expecting to generate its highest ever commercial revenue from this tournament. And one of the biggest controversies surrounding the 2026 World Cup is the dramatic rise in ticket prices. For the first time ever, FIFA has introduced dynamic pricing, meaning ticket prices can increase every day or even every hour based on demand. The cheapest tickets for many matches have already reached the equivalent of around $110 to $120. And unbelievably, tickets for the semi-final and final matches are being priced anywhere between $2,400 to $12,000. Whether anyone will actually buy those tickets at that price is a serious question. Many people fear that several matches could end up with empty stands, but it's not just about ticket prices. There are also major concerns around visa and travel policies. Due to the strict immigration policies of the United States, getting a visa has become significantly harder for citizens of certain countries. According to analysts, visa complications, political uncertainty, and high travel costs mean a large number of foreign fans simply won't be able to attend. As a result, attendance at many matches is expected to fall well below expectations. And the host cities that are counting on a massive economic boost from the tournament may end up being severely disappointed. All things considered, the 2026 FIFA World Cup will be the biggest, the most expensive, and the most unique World Cup in history, but it could also go down as the worst. Critics say FIFA's obsession with profit makes it clear that this tournament has very little to do with football or its development. Instead, FIFA seems to be using the World Cup as a mission to make as much money as possible. In reality, FIFA isn't just the world's largest sports organization, it's also one of the world's biggest businesses. That's why the FIFA president holds more power than the leaders of many countries. And the way FIFA operates often resembles the kind of behavior you'd expect from a drug cartel or a mafia, not a sports governing body. So here's the thing, FIFA didn't build the 2026 World Cup for the fans, they built it for themselves. More teams, more matches, more money, and somehow they've managed to turn the world's greatest sporting event into the world's most expensive business meeting. But hey, maybe we're wrong. Maybe the empty stadiums will be full of energy. Maybe the $12,000 final ticket will be totally worth it. Maybe FIFA really does care about football. Yeah, we don't believe that either. If you think FIFA is running the biggest scam in sports history, drop a comment below. And if you think we've missed something, tell us that too. Either way, the conversation doesn't end here. Share this video with that one friend who still thinks FIFA is doing a great job. Let them watch, let them decide. And if this video changed the way you see the 2026 World Cup, you already know what to do.